Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. It's hard to ignore the buzz circulating around the NFL lately, especially when it involves a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their potential moves that could shake up the NFC landscape. Reports from inside sources suggest that Tampa is considering a significant trade, one that could have ripple effects far beyond Florida. And what's catching everyone's attention is the possibility of the Buccaneers trading Antoine Winfield Jr. to the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, you heard that right. The Seahawks, a team that's been quietly building a solid foundation, might be on the verge of adding a player who could be a game-changer on their defense. So let's break down what's going on here. The Buccaneers, currently sitting at a balanced 4-3 record, have some serious issues on their secondary, especially in the aerial department. Allowing an average of 245 yards passing per game is not sustainable for a team aiming for playoff success. Their safety, Antoine Winfield Jr., is a player who could help turn things around for them with his versatility and explosiveness. But Tampa's management, still in rebuild mode after trading away key pieces, and with the recent extension for Baker Mayfield, is eyeing cap relief and draft capital. The plan: trade Winfield for a second-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-rounder in 2025, freeing up about $14 million in cap space post-Mayfield extension. Now, this move makes a lot of sense from Tampa's perspective. They are looking to rebuild, add draft picks, and perhaps focus on building a stronger offensive line or acquiring young receivers in the upcoming draft. But here's where it gets interesting for Seahawks fans. Seattle, sitting at a solid 5-2 record, has had issues in their safety rotation lately. Their starting safety, Julian Love, has been overworked, especially with hamstring concerns that make his status for Week 8 questionable. His snap count has been around 72%, which indicates he's not fully healthy. Meanwhile, their run support has struggled, particularly after Witherspoon's knee injury, which has left the defense a bit more exposed against the run and in coverage. Enter Antoine Winfield Jr., a player who, at just 27 years old, is a dynamic safety with a PFF grade of 92. 8 for his career, and a season that's been nothing short of impressive. Last year, he logged 5 interceptions, 12 pass deflections, and 68 tackles, not to mention leading the secondary with 4 sacks, a remarkable feat for a safety. His coverage grade this season is an eye-popping 96, and his EPA per target is 42, meaning he's incredibly effective when asked to cover receivers or support the run. His ability to excel in a too-high safety scheme would be a massive upgrade for Seattle, especially considering their current issues with Love's injury and the need for more explosiveness in the back end. And let's talk about his recent performance. Despite a shoulder injury in Week 6 that kept him out for 1 game, Winfield has been at his best in recent weeks, especially in Week 9, when he recorded 2 sacks and made a game-changing interception against the Falcons. His career stats also highlight his consistency and playmaking ability: 16 interceptions, 48 pass deflections, 12 sacks, and forcing 8 fumbles. For Seahawks fans, this is exactly the kind of player who could be the catalyst for a dominant defense, adding a layer of unpredictability and aggression that they could desperately use. The implications for Seattle are huge. Adding Winfield would elevate their secondary to elite levels, making them a top 10 defense in points allowed, which currently stands at just under 20 points per game. His inclusion would boost their ability to generate turnovers, an area where they've been solid but could always improve, potentially adding around 8 more turnovers over the course of the season. This kind of defensive upgrade, combined with the already promising development of players like Love, could make the Seahawks a nightmare for offenses in the second half of the season and into the playoffs. Now, from Tampa's perspective, this trade makes strategic sense too. The Buccaneers are still trying to find their identity post-Brady era, and with Mayfield playing well enough to keep them competitive, they're also looking to shed some cap space and acquire draft capital. The $80 million contract Winfield signed still weighs on their books, with $16 million in cap hit for 2026. Trading him now would free up about $14 million, which they could then put toward extending V or bolstering other areas of the roster. Plus, with their offensive line struggling, allowing an average of 3-5 sacks per game, they are in desperate need of draft picks to bolster their receiving core and offensive line, especially with recent rumors about Mike Evans' potential departure. For Seahawks fans, the potential acquisition of Winfield is also about the culture and the future. This is a player who, at his peak, can change the complexion of your defense. His ability to blitz, cover, and support the run makes him a true all-around safety. And considering the Seahawks' current roster, adding a player like Winfield would complement their existing core, especially their young and talented cornerbacks and linebackers. His presence would also serve as a guiding force for the defense, elevating everyone around him. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could be a turning point not only for this season, but for the franchise's trajectory. The Seahawks are already seen as playoff contenders, but with a player like Winfield, their chances of making a deep run increase significantly. It's not just about adding talent. It's about the kind of impact a player like him can have in high-pressure situations, in close games, and in the playoffs. His ability to force errors, like he did against the Falcons, and generate turnovers could be the difference in tight matchups against teams like the 49ers or Eagles. And let's not forget the Super Bowl odds. Currently, the Seahawks have +8, 0 odds to win it all, which might seem long, but with the addition of a game-changer like Winfield, those odds could tighten considerably. Experts project that with his presence, the Seahawks could potentially add 9 more wins to their current tally, shifting their odds to around +3, 800. That's a massive leap and could turn this team from a good playoff team into a true NFC threat. Winfield's impact on the field is quantifiable, adding +2. 0 coverage grade, +25% in sacks, and improving their ability to stop big plays. Now looking at the NFC West, this trade could tilt the balance of power. If Seattle manages to pull it off, they would not only strengthen their defense, but also send a message to the rest of the league that they are serious contenders. This is a team that's been steadily improving, especially on defense, and with a player like Winfield, they could become one of the most feared units in the conference. It's exciting to imagine the possibilities, how this addition would help them close out tight games, improve their third down efficiency, and generate more turnovers on defense. Of course, there are questions and uncertainties. Will Tampa go through with the trade? Will Winfield be interested in joining Seattle's system? These are things we'll find out in the coming days, but the signs point to a real possibility. And if it happens, it could be one of the most significant moves of the season, not just for the Seahawks, but for the entire NFL playoff picture. In conclusion, this potential trade is more than just a blockbuster deal. It's a strategic move that could shape the NFC landscape for years to come. For Seahawks fans, it's a cause for excitement and hope, a chance to see their team take another leap toward a Super Bowl appearance. For Tampa, it's a rebuild step, shedding cap, and acquiring draft capital that could pay dividends down the line. And for the rest of the league, it's a reminder that in the NFL, nothing is set in stone, and the game can change with one move, one play, one player stepping up when it matters most. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Winfield Jr. would be the perfect fit for your team? How much do you believe he could impact your chances in the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Hawks.